If you're looking for property management in Toronto, I'm going to tell you everything you need to know to hire the right property manager for your rental property needs. As well, I'm going to leave some recommendations for companies we've used in the past in the description below. What's going on, everybody? My name is Andrew, and on the topic of how to go about hiring a property manager, we're going to cover some basic things specific to Toronto. What does a property manager do? How much do they cost? How to go about evaluating reviews, and how to find the right fit for you, followed by some recommendations we would make for management companies in Toronto. Let's start off with what a property manager should do for you. Now, generally speaking, in Toronto, the management requirements are actually pretty lax. What you're really looking for is somebody who's going to be administratively strong, and they're going to be on top of the rent collection, because that's the main thing that you need to be collecting as a property manager. It means you have the choice of hiring either a full service management company or a supplementary service management company, where a supplementary service management company might only do something like rent collection, send out notices, and basic communications, whereas a full service management company is going to handle everything that you would otherwise handle as a landlord: rent collection, maintenance, leasing, and all that other fun stuff. But in Toronto, you can get away with the supplementary service. Now, generally speaking, where a property manager would do the property visits, the safety checks, the tenant communication, the leasing, everything is going to be costing a little extra money on top of the base management fees. And this is why sometimes when you're investing in Toronto versus other places where they might have more operational requirements, property management fees may vary, which brings us into the next thing, which is how much should property management cost? When hiring a property manager, the general rule of thumb is that they're going to charge anywhere from 6 to 8% depending on the type of property you have. Whether you have a condo, a townhome, a single family, multifamily, doesn't matter what it is, you're going to see a price range of roughly 6 to 8%. Now, you are going to, on the other hand, have people charging the flat base fee, where I see some property managers advertising for $100 to manage your condo. But understand that that is just the base management fee sometimes, and then you're going to have ad hoc services such as leasing, tenant placement, or renting the place out. Some guys do it for about $1,000 all the way up to 1 month's rents. Most of the tenant applicants in Toronto are actually pretty generally qualified and okay to manage. You can actually get away by hiring budget services, which brings us into the next topic, which is how do you go about evaluating a property manager, and what do you do about reading their reviews? Now, one thing that I want people to understand is that when you're reading reviews for property management companies, a lot of companies have a lot of negative reviews. Why? Because the property manager is going to be the intermediary between you and the tenant. The property management company is going to bear the bulk of that negative heat, meaning the tenant is going to say bad things about the property management company. Reviews on a property management company are not always indicative of the management company itself as much as it may be indicative of the landlords that they're working for. So you need to take these reviews with a grain of salt. So how do you go about finding the right fit for you? Well, you're going to ask for things like references. You're going to call them and maybe ask them a little bit about how they operate, which brings you to the next point of evaluation, which is who is the right fit for you? Are you going to be hiring an individual, or are you going to be hiring a corporation? If you're hiring a corporation, you might be hiring somebody who has an administrator, multiple property managers. They might have a maintenance guy. They might have all kinds of other things, dedicated leasing agents. And these offer certain advantages, such as they'll be more organized, receipts, documentation, emails. They do a lot of things, and their communication is generally quite corporate and organized. That might be good for you. But if you hire an individual, if they don't have too many clients, they'll be able to handle you. If they are heavily invested in the relationship with you, they can make good property managers. If your rental property doesn't have too high needs, like oftentimes many of them don't in Toronto, you should be just fine. When somebody is vetting a property manager, my recommendation is have a conversation with them and see if you get along with them. Some people don't want to be bothered and they want to be hands off. Make sure to hire somebody who is going to give you that experience and try to communicate what you're looking for, and hopefully they will tell you whether that is what they're going to be able to offer you. We're going to move into the next section, which is the recommendations for hiring a property management company. Now, when it comes to recommendations, I'm going to be leaving the names of some companies in the description below, but if you want to work with our management company and our network of affiliate managers, you can definitely get in touch with us. I'm going to also leave our phone number in the description, so if you want to connect with us, tell us what your needs are. We can help you, or maybe point you in the direction of someone who can. If this video helps you out and you want to know more, make sure to like this video and subscribe for more real estate content.